Yes, Mickey Hutton. There we have worked all over the world. We did shows last year. We did shows in India. Yeah, I've never been to India before. I mean, obviously I'd spoken on the phone quite a bit. Seemed quicker just to fly to Mumbai, find out why I was still on hold, to be honest. And I went with my girlfriend, which was cool. My girlfriend's a lecturer. But then again, aren't they all? Hello, or if I was a South African sign interpreter. What the fuck was going on there? My God, the death of one of the great statesmen of this or any other age, and the world is watching South Africa, isn't it? And South Africa's not always had the best press, has it, for a number of reasons, you know. You know, most of the last century, people were looking at South Africa going, guys, apartheid, bit fucking out of order. Apart from Australia, obviously, that was just going, fuck it, we had the same thing, we just weren't stupid enough to give it a name, dickhead. So South Africa's there going, the world's watching, what should we do? Should we talk in this funny accent? Sounds like an Australian threatening you in Welsh. Let's do that, okay. Here comes the world. The world's media is upon us. What should we do? Should we have a sign interpreter? Yes. Do you know anyone? Well, I've got a mate. Really? Does he know sign language? He says he does. Oh, he's good. How unlucky was this? They got a schizophrenic sign interpreter, and neither of them knew sign language.
This thing about British men have to rip their clothes off as soon as the weather turns a little bit nice, because they're convinced that what British women have been missing for the last 11 and a half months is the sight of men wandering around with bodies like unbaked bread. What do you think of this, ladies? Oh, yeah. It's like blue cheese. It's white but veiny. And this guy comes running towards me. I thought, I'll put your top. As he ran past, right, he had his top off, because obviously he'd been to the gym in about 1983. And as he came past, you know, moobs flying over each shoulder like this. As he comes past, and then he took an eye out with a nipple, you know. His tattoo, quite astonishing. As he ran past, in between his shoulder blades, he had what can only be described as an enormous bear's paw print. Of all the things in all the world you could get tattooed into your flesh in perpetuity, he'd gone for something that looked like nothing so much as he'd had an enormous fight with a bear that had finished up with the bear going... You might want to draw around that later. Show them who's been sleeping in your bed.
We have had one summer in Britain. We have only one. Only one. What year was that? See, straight away, man down the front row, arms folded, hasn't wanted to come to comedy, doesn't want his body language to show that he's enjoying himself, just goes, oh, but shit summers, well, yeah, one good summer, I can remember that, 1976, yes, I'm still wearing a jumper. He's like, I love that, only in Britain will that happen. If I was in Australia on stage, and I went, when was last summer? They'd be like, last fucking year, dickhead. Yesterday. In Britain, 1976. Young people, how old are you, sir, if you don't mind me asking? 50, so you remember it, yeah. I mean, now there's young people looking at you going, what? But it has, honestly, in the British psyche, if you're of a certain age, 1976 has taken on almost mythological connotations. There are grandchildren sitting on grandparents' knees going, what happened in 1976? It was like Mordor. The earth was on fire. It was so hot, Ethiopia put on a concert for us. Are you two couples?
That's so rude. No.
It's not rude, it's a perfectly civil question, actually. If I'd gone, are you going to fuck him later? That would have been rude. And now you've shut up, yeah, because you're not sure. You're so drunk you think you're going to have a threesome because you can see two of him. Okay, fair enough. It's all right, it's drunken sex. It's what keeps this country fucking honest. Jesus. We've all done it. God, come on. I was having drunken sex the other day. I was so pissed. I thought I'd found the clitoris. I touched it and a fucking DVD came out. We were in my flat the other night, sitting there. I was watching telly, right? It was bedtime, and she came in, right? And she came in. It was bedtime, as I say. So she put her little night dress on. She looked great. She's a beautiful girl, and she's just there, this little night dress. And she walked in, and she went, "All right," and I went, "All right," because I'm quite the wit at home. And she went, "Are you looking at my arse?" And I went, "Yes, I am." And she went, "Well, I'm going to take it to bed." And I went, "Well, okay then." And she went, there might be something in it for you." And I went, "Ugh." Oh, I thought twerk was where people from Liverpool went Monday to Friday. That's a silly joke, I know. Scousers with jobs. I'm a bit like a Korean rocket these days, you know, in that I can get it up, yeah, but I've got very little control over where or when it goes off. I say rocket. Yeah. That presupposes some form of propulsion, doesn't it? That's a sadly distant memory. No. Used to be flying out like a champagne cork, not anymore. No, now it's more like, you know... What, are you commenting on that? Hold it back. I'm not about to come right now. Or are you just really happy that you're sitting next to a girl so far above your average you're talking to yourself and you said it out loud? Loosen your tie, relaxation, mate. It's a fucking cure, don't worry about it. Hold it back. What fucking advice is that? Think of something else. No, mate, just have technique, it's different. All right, there we are. It just doesn't come flying out anymore. It waits for when I want it to come out, as opposed to you when she touches it and you're... Oh, no. We'll start again in a minute. When I've loosened my tie. Fucking hell. Friday night. Let's go to the comedy store. I'm just saying, you know, it's not like a champagne cork anymore. It's more like... You know when you boil custard? I mean, I couldn't do porn. I mean, I don't think I could have done porn anyway, but porn is everywhere at the moment. It surrounds us, doesn't it? And, you know, weird thing is, when you talk about porn on stage, the room goes like this, which I find very amusing. Because, you know, we've been having a nice time, we've all been there, and some people have been fucking talking, shut the fuck up, and then But basically, we're having a nice time, and then I mention porn, and everyone in the room suddenly becomes an individual island going, I have a relationship with porn, I don't wish to discuss it with anyone else in the room. Someone's watching it, okay? At least 95% of the men in this room have at some point accidentally stuck their laptops together, all right? And a lot of women use it as well, 70% I reckon, about 30% of women don't use it, and you know what, I can kind of go with you, because it's horribly misogynistic, isn't it? I mean, every time you watch porn, there's always women apparently love it if you come on their faces. Oh, I love it. Do you know what? And listen, you might learn something. In my 42 years on the planet, I've learned that generally speaking, they don't particularly want you to come on their faces. And I can't say I fucking blame them. Do you know what I'd like right now? An orgasm? God, no, I wouldn't trust you with something important like that, no. I'd like you to come on my face, you know, and I'm 42 now. Even if I did meet that girl, she would go, I want you to come on my face. I'd be like, well, I can drip on you. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you probably want to get out more. And